What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. You are watching the Crypto Podcast. I'm your host, Dano. Welcome to the 50 States of Fear, Georgia edition. How's everybody doing in the chat? How are you? Anybody new in the chat? Drop a 1 in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from. Vincent, what's going on? Waylon, Tanya, Krista, Kristen. I don't know why I say Kristen. Josie, hello. Kristen, hello. CJ, hello. Who else is in here? Coco, what up? Who else is in here? Bear, what's up, buddy? Bear, did you send me an email today? Or yesterday? Valkyrie, what's going on? Welcome. Amity, what is good? Walter, hello, what's up? The Phyllis Files, how you doing? Eric, what's up? What's going on, guys? Let's see. Steamboat, what's up, man? I wonder if I'll get 100 viewers tonight. I don't know. We'll see. Krista, what's going on? Hello. All right, you guys. Are you guys? What's up, DJ? Where's Wanda? Wade, what's up? Nada, hello. JJ, what's good? Man, you guys are just ripping in here. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Who is as excited as I am for Georgia? Hey, Untitled, hello, welcome. Did you get my email? I emailed you today. Michelle Powell, what's good? Soundwave, what's up? Nicole, what's up? Oh, okay, cool. Perfect. That's awesome. It sounds peachy. All right. You guys, okay, so you guys from Georgia, you Georgianites or your Georgians. I don't know what you guys would call yourselves. Georgians. I hope I do it justice. I really do. I didn't get into any mainstream. I didn't get into any really mainstream cryptids. I try to find some stuff that's a little bit out there. We'll get into that real quick, but let me ask you this. Who in here is from Georgia and has had an encounter with something? Sent you an email I never got, not even in spam. Soundwave, hit me up again. The Crypto Podcast 72@gmail.com. Anybody here who is from Georgia who has had an encounter and would like to come on this show, and tell that encounter live? Anybody? Anyone? But not any cryptid encounters. Coco. Keith, what's up? All right. If you guys haven't already done so, if you guys are new to the channel, drop a 1. Let us know where you're from. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing to the channel. Also, be aware that we do have a membership. It's $2.99. With that, you get your name into a drawing for a giveaway. January's giveaway was completely off the chain. You also get early access to a Saturday only release show. Members get early access to it, then it goes public to everybody on a Saturday. How are you with phone? What do you mean, how am I with the phone? Same here from Georgia, but no encounters. Okay, well, It happens. It's okay. Not a problem. Yes, Michelle, you did. Michelle, you guys has been with me since before the Cryptid podcast. She was on my show, the Paranormal Narrative Show, and that was a crazy encounter. Michelle, do you want to come on and tell that story? So when I say, I'll be honest with you. Other than probably Josh, Michelle Powell has been with me in one way, shape, or form, paranormal narrative, cryptid podcast since like day one. Bentonville, Arkansas. Awesome. Send me a real quick email. Send me a real quick email, Michelle. The cryptid podcast 72 at gmail.com, and we'll bring you on. You will open the show. Randy, what's up, man? Ladies and gentlemen, we have Mr. Randy Harrington in the chat. How are you doing, sir? If someone could drop my email address, if Michelle doesn't already have it, we'll get you in here real quick. It was a crazy encounter, you guys, that she had. And some people may say, well, it's a shadow hound. Well, Laura, what's up? Or Lori, I should say, hello. Okay, let's see here. Get that done. Okay. All right. Not tonight? Okay, not a problem. Not a problem. That's cool. Not a problem. Terry, what's going on? All right, guys. So here we go. If you guys are new to the chat, new to the channel, drop one in the comments. Let us know where you're from, where you're watching the show from. This is 50 States of Fear. And what I decided to do was go across the United States in alphabetical order, pull some of the, I don't know, most interesting encounters, cryptids that they have in each one of those states, look some information up on them, kind of bring that to you guys, and then we get into some other places and we read a few dogman encounters from that state and then some Bigfoot encounters from that state. So that's what we do, and we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, you guys. So 50 States of Fear, Georgia. Now, who in here has heard of the sea creature or sea monster known as Alti? Did you know Georgia has its very own Loch Ness monster? Local lore has it. The Altamaha sea monster, better known as Alti, lives in the waters and abandoned rice fields of McIntosh County. Tells of this creature's sightings reach back to the land's original inhabitants, the Muskogee tribe, and increased with Scottish settlers from Inverness brought over stories of the Loch Ness. Even today, visitors to the coast tell tales of a strange creature swimming in the Altama River near Darien. Now, this creature is described as having a body that resembles a sturgeon with a bony ridge along the top, but with alligator-like head. The most noticeable aspect of this green-gray creature is that it is reportedly stretched between 30 and 60 feet long. Okay. Now, sometimes it's known by its nickname, Alti. This curious cryptid has front flippers but no hind limbs. It is said to move up and down like a dolphin and is often depicted with white speckles on its back and light underbelly. You guys, that sounds like a sturgeon to me or a gar. Yes. Some say Alti's tail is forked like a whale's. Others describe it as more of a spade shape. Of course, with over 200 years worth of sightings, it's very possible that there's more than one of these creatures lurking in the river. So both descriptions could be correct. A leviathan. Now, at 137 miles long, there's plenty of space along the river for Alti, um, but the sightings have also been reported in smaller streams and rice fields off of the river. Locals who fish in and around the river's murky waters know that most areas are so quiet and remote that even a massive creature could easily hide out there undetected. And while, yes, some sightings that report smaller versions of Alti may just be, we've already said it in the chat, you guys, it could be an alligator gar or an actual sturgeon. Most people who spotted the creature are experienced fishermen who know what they're seeing is anything but ordinary. Although the site is now long gone, author Ann Davis, who wrote a children's historical fiction book featuring Alti, once had a website where she collected stories of sightings. Many came from captains with hundreds of hours of experience on the water, or people who had been out on fishing boats their entire lives, all who've claimed they knew the local wildlife like the back of their hands. And the creature that they saw was something completely unknown. Now, some of the earliest sightings were by the Creek people, and they warned European explorers of a fearsome serpent like creature in the water. Centuries passed before there were really any recorded incidents of Alti making its appearance. The oldest reported sighting appeared in the Savannah, Georgian newspaper back in 1830 when a schooner captain claimed that he saw the creature near the mouth of the river off St. Simon Island. The captain's story was confirmed by 5 other men on his boat, as well as several people who saw the same creature while planting crops on that very island. Now, that same year, the creature was also spotted at St. Simon Sound by multiple residents with telescopes, confirming that the captain's story was true. This part of what makes the Alti so interesting is, unlike most curious or mysterious creatures, Alti is almost always spotted by 2 or more people at a time, which instantly eliminates the doubt that solo people usually have about, just seeing things or a trick of lights or something when they say that they've experienced something like this alone. Now, back in 1969, 2 brothers fishing near Clark's Bluff were expected to come home with a few catfish for dinner. Okay. But instead wound up with a story so surprising, it was hard to get people to believe they weren't inventing a tall tale about the one that got away. Something took their hook and then took off, and they could instantly tell that this was no catfish. Like so many others before them, they originally thought it might have been a big sturgeon, but its massive body and horizontal tail they could see near the surface convinced them otherwise. They were shocked that the creature was able to snap their heavy duty line easily, and estimated that it could have been at least 70 pounds to have that kind of strength. Now, I'll tell you guys, I've seen people in the chat saying, "Hey, I've fished. I've fished for a long time. I fished here." I've fished in the Pacific Ocean. I fished in Puget Sound, and I've hooked some pretty big fish out there. Skates, sharks, grouper. I mean, I've caught a bunch of big fish, but nothing that I've ever caught has ever snapped my line. So you can imagine how powerful this thing was to snap this kid's line. Now, while some scientists think that Alti may breathe air due to it moving more like a marine mammal, and a handful of reports of it exhaling hot air near fishing boats, one account from the 1980s indicates that this creature is no fan of being out of water. The story goes that two men were driving down I-95 near Cathead Creek at low tide when they spotted something strange on the muddy bank. They reported that the creature was about 80% in the water and 20% on land. It was thrashing about in a panic, trying to get unstuck and back in the water. Now, they could see about 20 feet of this thing's body, which seemed to be about half of its total length. It looked brownish black, but they admitted that it may have been from the mud and the sand that it was stirring up as it struggled to free itself. Buka, we're in Georgia. The two men were tired from the workday and had no idea how to help the creature without getting injured. So they headed back to their truck. Just before pulling away, they caught sight of the creature slipping back into the water. In 1981, Alti was spotted by a former newspaper publisher named Larry, who was out fishing with a friend. Now, Larry said that as the creature swam past, it left behind a wake as dramatic as if a speedboat had just zipped by. Larry's story was appearing in multiple newspapers, led to other Georgia residents coming forward with their own stories. One confirmed Larry's report of the strong wake, saying that Alti had disturbed the water so much that the nearby fishing boats were slammed into each other by the force of its wake. And you guys, that's Alti. Now we're gonna go ahead and we'll bring up the next one. What's up, Craig? How you doing? See a lot of people jumping in. Hello. Kimberly, what's going on? What's good? I saw Mitten Man Aaron. Aaron, what's going on? Now, you guys, not just because that I see Aaron in the chat, but you guys know I like to do this periodically. I'm a big supporter of small businesses. I love small businesses. I try to frequent them. You cannot hear me. Can you guys hear me? If you guys can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. Okay. It might be Kim, it might be you. I hate to say that. So, you guys, because of these two small businesses that I love to promote and put out there, they made last month's giveaway possible. Okay, so the first one is Ally Coffee. Aaron is the owner of Ally Coffee. He's based out of Cadillac, Michigan. A lot of people in chat have actually purchased from Aaron and have had great things to say. Me not being a coffee drinker at the time, that has changed it all around since tasting the coffee from Ally Coffee Roasters. Not only do I drink coffee again, I drink it black. I don't need any sweetener. I don't need any cream. The flavor of it, the smoothness of it, it's awesome. So If you guys want to check out Ally Coffee Roasters, here you guys go. Check out Ally Coffee Roasters at www.owliecoffee.com. That's OWLEYE coffee.com. And at checkout, if you guys so choose to order something, use the promo code DANO, all capital letters, DANO, for 15% off of your order. You guys, you don't want to pass that up. Let's see here. Tanya's ordered there. Franklin's ordered there. Our first, second, third place winners have all gotten coffee. Michelle Powell got some coffee. It is delicious. I'm telling you. Also, if you guys enjoy a certain type of decor within your house or your cabin, there you go. Aaron said it. The promo code is good to use over and over and over again. Look at that. You've got an infinity code. There you go. So if you guys like your cabin, your home, a room in your house, you like some type of Western motif, cryptid decor, something like that, you guys definitely want to check out the Rustic Supply Co. www.rusticsupplycompany.com. They're based out of Missouri. You can check them out at Etsy. Just look at, bring up Etsy and search for the Rustic Supply Co. and give them check them out. And in this little thumbnail that I have here, these are actual things that they do make. So whether it's a Western motif, a hunting motif, skiing, tropical, or even cryptids, check them out, you guys. You will not be disappointed. All right, let's get back to the stories. All right. All right, if anybody's heard of this guy, let me know. We're going to be talking about Slothfoot. Okay, what is Slothfoot? I've heard this before. And I just really didn't give it much of attention. But Slothfoot is a mysterious cryptid said to resemble a prehistoric ground sloth. It has been sighted across North America from Canada to Mexico. On March 10th, 1797, Thomas Jefferson himself presented a paper on the bones of a creature he named Megalonyx, giant claw, meaning giant claw. He asked Lewis and Clark, as they planned their famous expedition in 1804 to 1806, to keep an eye out for any living specimens. Today, Megalonyx, the North American giant ground sloth, is West Virginia's state fossil. Okay. So, along with Slothfoot, they call it different names. We all know this. Ohio, they call Bigfoot the grass man. You have them called the wood booger or the booger, Bigfoot, Sasquatch. There's so many different names. Slothfoot, also known as the Beast of Boonville, they say was a giant sloth reported from Boonville, Indiana, in the United States in 1936 and 1937. They say the creature allegedly originated in Mexico. Now, I know we're bringing this up in Indiana, but it all ties in. The first report of this animal came in 1936 when fisherman Ralph Duff reported a large hairy animal had torn his dog to shreds. Duff's wife saw the animal, which ran off when she screamed. And she said it was a towering monster larger than a bear. Randy, have a good night, man. Thank you so much for stopping in. Ralph Duff believed it was an ape and set up bear traps along the river to catch it. On August 13th, the following year, Miss Duff again saw this animal, which she compared to a giant ape. Later that date, residents of Boonville reported hearing blood curdling shrieks and yells. Posses began to search the river bottoms cautiously in hopes of tracking the beast to its lair. A police dog was reportedly mauled so bad that they had to put it down. On 18 August, a man entering Boonville newspaper office and he declared that the animal was a giant sloth, which he and his uncle had captured during an expedition to Mexico 2 years previously. Now, the Appalachian ground sloth is a cryptid reported from Georgia to Kentucky. Blogger Arkleen connects the animal with a 2002 Florida sighting of what the witnesses believed was a skunk ape. While driving through an area of the swamp, an animal ran across the road, which she said looked like a giant sloth, except it was running quickly. It galloped on all fours like a dog, but when it jumped, the arms came up and she saw that this was not a bear. In 2011, a man named Harry claimed, I caught sight of a large animal moving through the cypress trees of the swampy area that borders one of the fields I work. I live in Ware County, Georgia. I was working the field at the time and noticed movement. It was late in the afternoon. It was still light out. The animal was huge, hairy, and walked on all fours, but I did see it rear up once. It reminded me of a black bear, but much larger and lighter color. I was about 200 yards away from it, but I still had a good look. Now, I know for a fact this was not a bear. I've seen black bear in the Okefenokee. Okef, okay, help me out here, guys. Okefenokee. Okefenokee. There we go. I said it. I just sounded out. Okefenokee. And this did not look like one of those at all. I later saw a picture of the animal, a mapiguari, a mapiguari that is supposed to be a legend. I swear that's what I saw. Have you ever heard of this animal? I haven't seen it since, but there have been a lot of cypress trees tore up lately, and I'm wondering if it has been causing that. Some people say that for many years that the swamp beast in Ware County, but I've never paid it no mind, not until now. So, Slothfoot, what do you guys think about that? G- Giant, giant ground sloth? I mean, who knows? But Slothfoot, that goes up there with Bat Squatch and Bear Squatch and Barefoot, whatever. So, and again, these are just things that have been reported in Georgia. That's slothful. That's awesome. Let's see who jumped in. I just saw people jump in. Mariah, hello. Don, what's up? Jeff, hello. Uh, who said hello? Arthur, hello. Yeah, it said, yeah, Randy, it said it did kill, that it took out a police dog. Who am I missing? Someone said hello. I is smart. Sounds like a baby Bigfoot. Lori, how's it going? Craig again. Poncho, what's good? All right, you guys. Let's get into Snollygoster. Yeah, Snollygoster. You guys ready for that? Dorothy, hello. All right, all my people who either live in Georgia right now or are from Georgia, Have you heard of the Snollygoster? T. Williams. Lisa Kelly, I saw you earlier as well. Okay, never have. Yeah, the Snallygaster is. This is the Snollygaster. Or Goster. Snollygoster. Okay. The Snollygoster is a legendary swamp-dwelling fearsome critter from American folklore reported in Georgia, Florida, and Louisiana. Described as a legless alligator-like creature with a propeller-like tail and a massive treacherous spikes on its back. It allegedly impales its prey to store it for later consumption. Grr, that fearsome critter. It is described as having a long body similar to that of a crocodile, but with no legs or feet, and it is covered in dark, glossy hair. Folklore, that's right, folklore. Local folklore. They say the creature uses its tail, ending in 3 bony plates, to navigate murky water and mud. Yeah, why do I also have like a pirate? Arr, ya critter, you! The Snollygoster often appears in lumberjack tales. It is said to impale its prey on its dorsal spikes. Some likely later versions of this tale claim it eats shadow flesh and can distinguish between good and evil, especially targeting the shadows of evil individuals. Arr. Steamboat. Me favorite letter would be the C. But I bet you were thinking I would be saying R. Listed among the cryptid creatures of Georgia, it is often associated with the swampy, dense inhabitants of the Deep South. You guys, this one, okay. You guys, I think this one could have some type of validity behind it. Okay? Just hear me out. Hear me out. You sound like a Scottish pirate. Awesome. All right, you guys. This one's called the Georgia Raptor. The Georgia Raptor is a tronatid-like creature. Okay, I got to look this up because this is a word I do not know. Give me a second here. And when I see it, I'll share it with you guys. Let's see what this would be. Ba, 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 ba. It's a dinosaur. I know it's a dinosaur. Oh, it looks just like a raptor, but a skinnier version of it. You remember those like little tiny... Here, let's look at one of these bad boys. It kind of looks like, well, it has feathers. That's what they're saying. It has feathers. So it's something like this. Let me share this with you guys. All right. Hold on a minute. Can you see me screen? It's right here. This thing. This thick-skulled whatever. It looks like a raptor. Hmm. Apparently, there's one in Alaska too. Okay. All right. That ain't real. That can't be real. Oh, look, here's one that looks like a woodpecker. Oh, here's a couple that look like parrots. What? All right. Oh, here's one smoking a cigar. All right. Hey, who knew? Who knew? All right. All right. Let's get back to this. The Georgia raptor. They're said to have been sighted in Georgia on July 25th, 2008. An 18-year-old man and his grandfather were hunting deer at night in Georgia when they saw an animal which they described as closely resembling a raptor from the popular Jurassic Park movies. It has been suggested that it may have been one of those Trunitids or whatever. I don't know how you say it. A raptor, a raptor with feathers, smoking a cigar. This happened. Let's see. This is the report from the young man. This happened to me and my grandpa on a hunting trip in July of 2008. I don't see my grandfather very often, so I always take the chance to take trips with him. My grandpa is pretty much an outdoorsman and enjoys hunting, fishing, and just being out in nature. We were out in the woods. It was around it was around 3:30 uh, on the 25th of July. I was 18 at the time. We were on my grandpa's land in Georgia. It's a pretty place with a typical Georgia woodland and a few grassy plains. We were walking on a little rocky road, heading for a site where my grandpa often sees deer. As normal, there were a lot of sounds going on in the woods that night, so we ignored most of them and remained quiet as to not to scare anything away. Suddenly, we heard this unusual noise that we have never heard before on many of our camping trips. My grandpa looked at me and listened. Then he raised his finger in front of his mouth to show me that we shouldn't make any more movement. I heard a lot of movement and more of that noise. I can't really describe the sound, but I sure can describe what we saw, even when it was pretty dark. We just kept listening to the sounds, and suddenly something came walking slowly out of the bush and onto the road, maybe 150 yards in front of us. My eyes got really big, and at that moment, I wasn't even scared. I was amazed to see this creature. And we didn't move. As crazy as that sounds, to me, it looked like a raptor from the popular Jurassic Park movies. I said I just froze, and because I thought things like this lived many thousands of years ago, it had a long, stiff tail. It walked on 2 feet, had short arms. It looked lizard like. It had a huge claw on both of its feet and smaller claws on its arms. Since the creature appeared to us that it could run fast, we decided to just not move at all. It raised its head in the air, and it seemed to be like smelling the air. I estimate its height around 5 feet at the shoulders. After sniffing the air, it made these sounds again, turned around, and ran off into the bush. My grandpa and I, we waited until we felt safe again, and then quickly made our way back to the truck and drove home. In the truck, we talked to each other about what we had seen and decided not to tell grandma because she would think we were crazy. I never believed in stuff like ghosts and creatures and paranormal and stuff like that. And I still don't believe in ghosts, but since that encounter, I believe in creatures that science doesn't know about. Now, that's my story. As odd as it sounds, I know what we saw. You guys, that's crazy. That is absolutely bananas. I would have never thought that you could, you know, see something like that here in the United States. In the Congo, yes. And you guys, I'm gonna tell you right now, I had an interview today, and this person has traveled down to Peru a few times, um, talking with native tribes down there on things that they're seeing, and you guys are just gonna have to wait. You guys wanna kinda see? Do you guys wanna see what they're reporting to see? Alright, I'm gonna show you guys what now, we're not s they're definitely not saying that they've seen this thing, but it looks something like it. Now, this is called a Troxodon. This thing was uh, became extinct, 10 to 12,000 years ago, and natives in this area of Peru are saying they have seen these things on multiple occasions. They travel in herds, there's not many of them. They're extremely aggressive. They do attack on sight, and they have been known to kill a few hunters. Hunters have taken shots at these things, where these tribes that he's visited, all they have are shotguns, and they say that when they shoot these, the shotgun pellets, BBs, whatever, it just bounces off of them. So that's what they're saying that they're seeing up there. I think that's awesome. So looks like a yep, exactly. It looks like a tarpon. That's what I was thinking about, fuzzy rhino. Now there is a statue in the town. There is a statue in the town, and I have a picture of that statue. Um, this is not the villages that he's saying, but this is what they've seen. Or s- people that have seen it relatively close, have said this is what it looks like as well. This is what they depicted. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I don't know if I want to see that. Do not. Yeah, that's yeah, no thank you. Lori Lad, hello, what's going on? Wyatt, what's up, buddy? All right, you guys, let's get back. Let's get back to some Georgia. The you guys ready for this one? The Belt Road Booger. The Belt Road Booger is a reported ape-like two-legged humanoid creature from southern folklore, specifically associated with incidents in is it Cauta? Help me out, JJ. Cauta? Coweta? Anybody in from Georgia? Georgia. Coco, I believe that. 100% I believe that, Coco. Coweta. Coweta. Coweta? Coweta. 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 Okay, Coweta. Okay. So, Coweta County, Georgia, near Belt Road, often described as a Bigfoot type creature, it is rumored to destroy gardens and crops while foraging for fruits and vegetables. What a jerk. August 1979 in Newen, Georgia. The way southern summers often do, thick air, humming cicadas, and nights so heavy with heat that sleep came reluctantly. Belt Road curved quietly along the edge of town, bordered by scrub woods, scattered farm plots, and the kind of half forgotten junkyards where old Chevrolets sink slowly into the red clay. It was a sort of old road people drove without thinking until something started watching from the trees. Now, no one agrees on who saw it first. Stories like these rarely grant that type of luxury. What is known is that within a matter of days, neighbors who had lived side by side for years suddenly found themselves standing closer together at mailboxes with their voices lowered. Sienna, hello. Something was moving out there after dark. Wasn't a dog, wasn't a man. It was something else. I just saw a part of someone's name in here. I'm going to see if they're in here. There he is, 9 Mile King. That's my bro. Happy birthday to you, brother. His birthday was last week. Happy birthday, man. Here's some eyewitness accounts. The eyes were wrong. I remember the night because it was too quiet. I'd stepped onto the porch to let some heat out of the house. What's up, buddy? Thank you very much for the $1.99 super sticker. So when they had stepped out of the porch to let out some heat of the house, which is confusing to me, that's when I heard the corn rustling. Now, at first, I thought it was raccoons. We had trouble with them every single year, but this sound was heavier, it was deliberate. Then it stood up, and Lord help me, it stood up like a person. Maybe 5 feet tall, thick through the chest, covered in black hair that caught what little moonlight there was. But its eyes, I can't forget. They didn't reflect like an animal's. They glittered like someone had pressed 2 diamonds into the skull. I didn't scream because I couldn't. I just backed back into the house and I locked the door. By the next morning, Belt Road had its first unofficial rule. Does anybody in the chat have an idea of what the first unofficial rule on Belt Road was? Take a guess. What's up, John Ferguson? Anybody know? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? Bueller? Anyone? Oh, that's good. That's a good guess, Lori. Stay in the car. Fan, no going out at dusk. After dusk. Okay, here we go. Ready? Pretty much. Don't go outside alone after dark. That's the first unofficial rule. Now, within a week, small disturbances started stacking up like evidence no one wanted to collect. This is weird, you guys. I had to read this a few times. Okay. Apples were found hollowed out from the inside. Corn looked chewed but not harvested. And for some reason, barn doors did not shut. Or excuse me, barn doors shifted open. What? Something had been sleeping inside an abandoned car deep in the patch of woods. Flattened weeds beneath the chassis suggested that this thing had considerable weight. Sheriff deputies, they drove to the road more than once and they found nothing. No tracks beyond dog tracks. No broken branches big enough to explain anything to be fearful of. And yet the sightings started to multiply. People think you're exaggerating when you say things like this, but I know what I saw. I was driving home late, maybe close to midnight, and my headlights swept across the ditch, and there it was, crouched low, like it was deciding whether or not to cross the road. When it turned towards me, I slammed on my brakes so hard, them tires, they screamed. It had a tail, long, bushy, and when it stepped forward, the whole car rocked from my sudden stopping. You know, you think you're going crazy, but in that moment, I truly believed that this thing was strong enough to roll my car like a toy, and I did not want to find out. Now, emergency lines at the local police station, sheriff's department, the dispatchers, they started to light up. Dispatchers were hearing the same words over and over and over again. A hairy thing walking upright out near Belt Road. Finally, one exhausted official muttered a nickname in frustration. A bit of gallows humor meant to deflate the tension. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. To deflate the tension. That Belt Road booger, the newspaper printed it, and just like that, the creature had a name. Once something is named, it becomes harder for people to pretend it is not real. Our hounds, they weren't cowards. Those dogs chased coyotes clear across pasture land. But that night, my dogs, they wouldn't leave the porch. They just stood there whining, low in their throats, staring towards the tree line. Then we heard it. Something moving slowly through the brush. Not crashing, not stumbling, but walking. Measured steps. I grabbed the flashlight and I swept it across the woods. For a second, I caught the outline. Broad shoulders. Head too large. And it was gone the next instant. John, I want to talk to you. The dogs, they never barked. They just hid behind us. Now, once the story reached the front page of the local paper, something shifted inside the town. Sightings increased, patterns emerged, or was it that people were simply beginning to look harder into the dark? There's my sister from another mister. There you go. I can't use her whole name. She'll get mad at me. I'll be sitting at work tomorrow or Monday and she'll come up and probably punch me. So it's just my sister. So So back to where we were at, or perhaps people were simply beginning to look harder into the dark. Children were called indoors earlier. Porch lights stayed on all night. Teenagers dared each other to drive down Belt Road, then sped through it without even stopping. 9 Mile, thanks, buddy. Now, for a few weeks, the creature owned the night. And then suddenly, as it appeared, it was gone. No capture, no body, no proof, only stories. Now, as the years rolled forward, explanations crept in to replace the fear. Some locals swore that it was a prank, a boy allegedly slipping into a gorilla costume to startle passing cars. Others believed it was a large, reclusive man who avoided contact and vanished into ditches when headlights approached. Authorities leaned more towards misidentification. Investigators found nothing that held up under daylight. Yet, talking about this never fully died. Because once a town has imagined a monster, it never quite forgets where it thought or where they thought they saw it. Now, drive the stretch of road today and you'll find ordinary Georgia scenery: asphalt humming under tires, tree frogs singing from drainage ditches, and a slow glow of suburban expansion pushing out towards the woods. Nothing about it screams legend. Exactly right, Vince. A town legend is born. Now, locals of certain age sometimes pause when the subject comes up. They don't laugh it off, not entirely. They remember the night people stayed inside. They remember the headlines. They remember the eyes. And somewhere beneath the practical explanation, hoax, animal, wandering eccentric, lives a quieter possibility. For a brief window in the summer of 1979, something walked Belt Road that nobody could explain. And fear, once awakened, moved through Noonan like a living thing. Silent, hairy, and watching from the trees. And that's the Belt Road Booger. What do you guys think about that story? Thomas, hello. Welcome. Eduardo, hello. Chavez Southern, hello. I've been seeing you guys jump up. John, 27 years, Leo. Awesome. John Ferguson, welcome to the channel. If you guys are new to the channel, new to the chat, please drop a 1 in the comments. Let us know where you're from, where you're watching from. I love seeing where you guys are checking the show out from. You were 10 and you remember those stories. That's crazy. See, yeah, hollowing out the apples, that was a weird thing as well. Nope. Everything that I saw and read, I did not see anything that had anything to do about a smell. We got Arkansas, Iowa, Southern Cali. Yeah, awesome. Awesome all over. Tucson, Arizona. What's up, Justin? If you guys are new to the chat, new to the channel, and you haven't done so, please consider subscribing to the channel. It's free. Waylon, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it, from Planet Earth. That's debatable, Steamboat. Oh, nice. Hey, JJ, you should drive down Belt Road. at night. Waylon, again, thank you so much. Several former Leos here. Yeah, if you guys are former Leos, I'd love for you guys to let us know who you guys are. Put a 007 in the chat if you want to. Okay, chat fam, Mr. Duda is zoomies now. Got to run. I would take that's a dog. 3 a.m. at 3 a.m. Yeah, drive it at 3 a.m. Absolutely. I'm going to open up for questions. Anybody have any questions? Thomas, local or former Leo. Ferguson is. Whoa. Nice. Super sticker. Sweet. That's a red one. I haven't seen a red one before. That's awesome. Just a very ordinary place, Michelle. Awesome. See, I live about 5 hours away from Bray Road in Wisconsin. And if you guys are not familiar with the Bray Road, that's the beast of Bray Road. So, and I think this summer, I think I'm going to take a trip down there, see if my daughter wants to go with me. Anybody else wants to go with me that's close to me? Come on, let's go. We'll drive down there. We'll spend the night in the small town, and then we'll walk it. We'll walk it at night. We'll have flashlights. I'll be strapped up. I was a police officer in the Air Force. I was Air Force Security Police. Worked the security specialist side and the law enforcement specialist side. Heck no. Heck no to what, Kristen? So I've been seeing a lot of people. Am I still going to the LBL? I would love to go to the LBL, but Dano does not camp. I don't get my back and my hips and my knees. I cannot do cots. I cannot do an air mattress. I cannot sleep on the ground. I'm like a big fat walrus that can't get up. Just saying. So, but as I was saying, you guys, a lot of people are saying they've either had a birthday recently or having a birthday like soon. So here's the thing. Anybody and everybody who has a birthday in the month of February, send me an email. Send me an email with the the date that your birthday is, and I'll send you something that I like to do for people. So if I camp, it's in a camper or an RV. I get you. That's what I'm talking about. I don't mind. So here's the thing. I'm going to look up cabins. I'm going to look up cabins in the LBL. And who knows? I might be going to the LBL. I might do a solo trip. Should I do a solo trip? I like to camp in hotels. So do I. That's the best. After a long, hard day of taking in nature, taking in nature, you just want to go back to your camping spot, room 214, get in there and get out of your sweaty, smelly nature clothes and put on a bathing suit and then casually, nonchalantly sashay your way down to the pool, swim around in that for about 15, 20 minutes, and take a leisurely walk over to the hot tub and kind of soak in that for about 15, 20 minutes. Depends. And then again, walk back up to your room, take a nice hot shower, and lay on your king size bed. And yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right, Laura, I'll definitely check into it. I definitely will. Camp in the Hotel California at LBL. Is that an actual thing? Yeah. Oh, you got to hit the snack machine. Maybe get some like dots or. Oh, man, look at that. Ashes is raiding me, you guys. That's awesome. He's sending people over. Awesome. Burton, thank you so much. Awesome. Holy crap, you guys. 125 people. Whoa. Ashes, man. If you jump in here, thank you so much, man. That's the most I've ever had anybody come in. Wow. Thank you guys so much. Anybody's coming over from that raid from Ashes, thank you so much, you guys. I'm Dano. I'm the host of the Cryptid Podcast. I like to jump into Ash's lives and show him some love. You guys, he had a birthday live stream today. It was awesome. He's playing one of my most favorite games of all time, Red Dead Redemption. Also, I love Red Dead Redemption 2. And yeah, thank you so much. If you guys like weird, crazy things, if you guys like hearing about Bigfoot and Dogman and things like that, then you've come to the right place. Again, thank you for the raid. Thanks for everybody coming in and letting yourself be known. Hit that like button. And if you guys subsider, consider subscribing to the channel. We have great Ashes, man. Thank you so much, man. Awesome. Thank you so much, man. Dude, I looked up and I saw 125 people. I almost fell out of my chair, man. That's the most I've ever had on my channel. Now I'm at 135. That's awesome. So everybody, welcome to the channel. Please consider subscribing. You guys, we have great times. Our communities are fantastic. Ashes is one of my mods. He can tell you we have a good time in here. Everybody's welcome. Ask your questions. If you got questions, we'll definitely hit it up. You know, so everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. We were just talking about the LBL, the Land Between the Lakes. Honestly, you guys, I'm gonna seriously consider looking at it. I might just take a trip up there, have a couple people meet me up there, and we'll do some camping and we'll do a little bit of investigating and things like that. So, as I was saying, you guys, anybody and everybody who has had a birthday or is having a birthday in the month of February, please send me an email, thecryptidpodcast72@gmail.com. Lisa and Ashes and JP Arkansas or PJ Arkansas, um, I sent them an email back with a little gift that I like to do for people who have birthdays. I make a custom song through Suno and Dogman, a couple from Louisiana. Which it's not my birthday yet. My birthday was in January. Um, which I had a couple on who took a had some thermal imaging of a dog man on there. It was pretty interesting. I don't think I have it on here. I do. I do. Who wants to see that thermal imaging? Who wants to see a thermal image of what we believe is a dog man? It was recently, like how recently, John? Because this was I think this is about 6 months, 6 or 7 months old, the one that I have. Okay, I'm gonna show it. All righty, guys, here we go. Ready? Here we go.
Start recording. Start recording. Okay.
Now, you guys, it's that lighted area in the middle of the screen right now.
Okay.
Watch it very closely
Okay, it stopped. Whatever.
because it does move.
I see it turning its head or whatever.
Now, if you guys also look up and to the left, the left-hand corner a little bit. Now, did you guys just see it turn? It just turned and faced them.
What the fuck is that?
Did you see that?
Zoom in. Zoom in. Hey, I'm being recorded and I'm cussing. What is that? What is that? Okay, back it back out. Back it. Back it back out. Back it out. Back me out, back out. Okay, this thing is watching us. It's looking at me.
What'd you guys think of that? What'd you guys think of that? Absolutely. So I had them on. They had just gotten out to that area after a very, like, a crazy storm hit. And yeah, that's it. That's what it is. And you guys, you know what? Because and Ashes again, thank you so much. Um, I am going to who's heard of the North Carolina rake encounter? It was the 911 call was just Carolina case files had this 911 call. They were able to interview the person who this happened to. And they sent me it's my most recent episode. It's called the 911 rake case. So if you guys get a chance to check that out, please do. But who wants to hear that 911 call? Yeah, you can hear it. I mean, if you guys want to hear it, if you don't want to hear it, then I mean, I can kind of close now and then we can do something else. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Ready? This call is crazy. It's crazy. It's a long call. I kind of shrunk it down to like 9 minutes. We're not gonna listen to the whole 9 minutes, but we'll listen to the Burton, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Um, I'm gonna play the part, and it gets right into it. You guys need to listen very closely. Listen very closely. You're gonna hear specific things in this call.
Center County 911, what's the address of your emergency?
I'm driving on 210. I just crossed the Black River, and I thought I saw a guy standing on the side of the road bleeding.
Okay, where are you at, sir?
I'm on 210. I just crossed the Black River. I'm heading towards 53E. I just passed Patriots Watch.
Okay, so you're over near Morse Creek?
Yes.
Okay. And did you saw a man standing on the side of the road?
Yes, ma'am, and it looked like he was bleeding because when I drove by, I had my high beams on, and all I could see was just some streaks of red going down his body, starting at his head.
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to get exactly where you're at. Okay.
I'm kind of in the middle of the woods at the moment.
Yes, sir. I'm familiar with the area.
What the fuck?
What was that, sir?
That's not human! That's not human!
Sir, are you okay, sir?
There's something in the bed of my truck!
Okay, what's in the road?
No, it's not in the road, it's in my truck! In the bed!
There's something in the bed of your truck?
Yes, ma'am, I just turned on my bed lights for my truck and there's something in my bed.
Okay, sir, when you say something, what do you mean?
I just knocked it off of the bed of my truck and went over my roof.
Okay, what was it?
I don't know.
Like a turkey, a deer?
No.
Turkeys are pretty
big. I don't know what
big.
the hell that was. That wasn't a turkey because I was driving 50 miles an hour.
Okay.
The turkey doesn't hit that hard, and it was not covered in feathers at all.
Okay, all right, sir. What do you think it was?
I
What
have
did it?
no idea what the hell that was. And it
Did-
just scared the absolute hell out of me, and I just knocked it off of my truck when I slammed on the brakes.
I'm sure you did, sir. I mean, I would be scared too. I'm just trying to think. What is there any damage to your vehicle?
I don't know, but I'm waiting until I get further away.
Okay, sir.
There's another truck in front of me at the moment.
Okay.
I'm leaving my bed lights on.
Okay.
You guys, this is what I heard. I listened. I mean, there's more to it, but it's just her trying to pull more information from him, and him like, it scared me and things like that. But from what I understand, there were scratches on the roof of his truck. Also, one, you heard it jump into the bed of the truck, and not only did we hear. This is what really I love about this call is that the 911 operator addresses that sound. What was that? And then you hear him scream again, it's not human, it's not human. And then you hear his truck accelerate. Like he stomped on that gas. And then you hear a little bit later, a couple seconds later, you hear his truck slow down, and you hear it go. You hear like a real, like something go, like something fell out of the truck. That's what. Yeah, he set it flying, and then you hear him get on the gas again and takes off. That's why I love that call so much. That is crazy. So you guys, I have another story from Georgia, but this is a different kind of story. This is from an actual listener. They sent me an email. This is a story that their son had. And it goes like this. Is this person in the chat? Coco, are you still in the chat? I should play the call for my intro. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Okay. I hope what's up, Carl? I hope she's still in the chat. I don't know if she's still in the chat, but this is from Cocoa Puffs. And she said she has been working with her son, who would prefer not to be named. And this is his encounter. We'll just call him C. This encounter happened about 10 years ago in a county around Athens, Georgia. Since you're going to do 50 States of Fear, I thought it would be great to include this if you would like. Yes, I'm doing it right now. So late one night at 11 p.m. or later, my son decided to go for a drive alone down a gravel dirt side road not far from our house. As soon as he turned onto the gravel road, he began feeling a little overwhelming sense of fear and dread. He took a left, maybe a mile down the road, and then went another mile or two. He had the feeling of being watched, and the dread got worse. He saw what he thought was a black figure in the middle of the road. He stopped. He thought it was probably close to the shape of a bear, but not round. It was the blackest black of night in color. He thought it was on 4 legs. Then he decided to get out of there quick. He felt like the figure might be behind him, but he didn't look behind him to see if this was following him. When he drove back to the main road, all the fear and dread had went away. He went home. He thought it was maybe a skinwalker, but he still does not know. That is all he has told me. I'm glad I could share it with you. So that, you guys, what do you do with that? You know? And I'm glad that he shared it with his mom because, nowadays kids are so guarded about certain things. We really want to be able to have our kids or our grandkids or our nieces and nephews to be able to come to us and trust us and know that we would protect what they say, and give what they're saying a little bit of weight behind it without trying to completely dismiss what the kids are saying. So, all right, who wants some Dogman stories? Who wants some Bigfoot stories? You guys tell me, what do we want to listen to? Okay, let's do this. John, I got your email. Again, anybody who's had a birthday or has a birthday in the month of February, please send me an email, thecryptopodcast72@gmail.com, and I will email you back something that I like to do for viewers, subscribers, members, friends of the channel. I like to make custom songs, birthday songs, for you guys, and then I'll email it to you, and then you have it. So you guys can listen to it, you can delete it, you can do whatever you want to do, but just know that I'm thinking about you, and that's my way of saying happy birthday, other than just a boring happy birthday. So, oh no, I know it was stuck. Because I was doing something on another screen. So, I know it happens all the time when I'm moving stuff around. It'll freeze, but I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm not stuck now. See, give me a second. I was on another screen, um, doing some stuff, ready to do some stories for you guys. So what do we want to do? Do we want some Dogman encounters? Do we want um Bigfoot encounters? Mix of both? What do we want to do here? Booger got me. Dogman. Okay, now you guys, I'm gonna read a lot of stuff from Georgia, and then I'll open it up. So, all right. Let's do some Dogman. We'll do Georgia. We'll see what we got going on here in Georgia for Dogman. Is tonight North Carolina? Nope. Tonight's Georgia. Okay, here we go, Georgia. This may be a short one, you guys. There's only 2 on this site that I go to. There's only 2 reports from Georgia. It's Habersham County and Fannin County. Oh, I have another story from Georgia as well, and I'll tell you that one after I read the Dogman encounters. So this is Habersham County, Georgia. This was submitted in 2015. This took place 3 weeks ago while driving home from an event with my fiance. It was already dark out and it was raining when we hit the road this night. I myself was driving and my fiance was in the passenger seat. We'd been driving for about 15 minutes at most when we got to a part of the road where I had noticed a rather large figure on the opposite lane of the 2-lane road that we were on. Now, it seemed to be on all fours and it was grayish in color. It was very quick, which was startling given the conditions. I asked my fiance if she had seen that, and she said yes, but seemed spooked about it. I wanted to stop, but couldn't because there was another car about 100 feet behind us. I also didn't look back because I wanted to stay focused on the road because of the poor driving conditions and the fact that we were in an area that we had never been to until that night. I truly don't think it was a cow from what I saw, even with the fleeting glimpse I had of it. Its hair was more canine like more than anything. I would have to say, I would have to conclude that it was a dog man or a Bigfoot. I definitely wish would have had more time to get a longer look at it, maybe even during daylight. It was within a few feet of my door, but because it happened so quickly and the fact that I kept my focus on the road instead of turning to look, I didn't see it very clearly. All right, let's go back and check out another one here. If you guys are new to the channel, new to the chat, drop a 1 in the comments. Let us know where you're from, where you're watching the channel from. And also, if you haven't done so, please consider subscribing to the channel. Fannin County, Georgia. This was reported, they believe it was the summer of 2008 or 2009. My wife and I had fallen on hard times, and we were living with her mom and her husband on Cowell Road. I grew up just about 2 miles from here. I always loved going into the woods and still do today. The Cohuta, is that how you say it? Cohuta? The Cohuta National Forest was my playground growing up. It was not unheard of for me to disappear for a few days in the woods. On this day in question, my wife, her mother, and I went shopping and were coming home on Highway 2. We were in my dad's F 150 with a bush guard on the front of it. It was very dark and foggy that night, with Jack's River on our left, about 10 yards off the road. We were about 250 yards away from is it Colwell? And there was a very sharp curve to the right. When I took that curve, there was something in the road. It was on all fours. I had no choice but to hit it. When we connected, the truck went completely over it. We felt the go thunk over the animal, the ka-thunk. I stopped to make sure the animal was deceased because I did not want it to suffer, and I also wanted to check the truck. The truck was okay, but when I looked at the creature, it was strange. So I got back in the truck and turned it around so I would have the headlights to see from. This was the Okay, this person does not know how to spell. I don't know if he's trying to use some special word, but I'm just gonna guess this is what he was trying to say. This was the darndest thing I'd ever seen. But that's not what he said. He put down Dramedies. Dramedes? Don't know. The darndest thing I'd ever seen. It was black, but not a regular black. It was like it absorbed the light, like no light going past it. And I still couldn't make out the animal. What I was about to make out by feeling it was the size of a young bear, maybe 200 to 250 pounds. It was clearly deceased. The head was twisted back. I believe the tire went over its neck and broke it. The eyes were blue, but glassy, the way eyes turn when something is deceased. It had long curved claws. The teeth were all curved back and I don't know what he's trying to say here. They were all curved back and really sharp, I guess. I did not want to freak the girls out, so we went home, which was about a mile to 2 miles away from there. The next morning, I grabbed my rifle and my handgun to go take a look. It was gone. I mean, there was no blood, no fur, there was no impression in the grass where it was last night, and it looked like something had come along. A car eyed it off the road or into the woods. I could see where something had walked into the woods. So I went back to the truck, got my bag. Uh, it had just a tarp, a wool blanket. He had a go bag. Had some water, some food, just enough stuff to make it for a night or two in the woods. Um, I headed into the woods to track whatever this was. I never saw a clear track or sign. A broken stick here and there. Leaves were overturned. Rocks had been disturbed from their bed, and that kind of stuff. I tracked it for about 2 miles to a field about half a football size, right in the middle of the field, and all something despaired. I went over I went over that field and around the perimeter, and there was no sign of anything coming out of the woods, just going in. That stumped me, so I gave up and started back to my truck. But when I got to the edge of the field, I got a very bad feeling in my gut. I can't explain it any other way. It was so bad that it almost doubled me over. After a short while of collecting myself, I tried to head back to the truck again, but the same thing happened. I know about where I was in comparison to the road in that area, so I headed in the opposite direction towards a friend's house about 5 miles away. I finally got out of the woods just before dark. I told my friend about what had happened. And he told me to never go into that field again, that it was supposed to be cursed ground, a place of wishes and dark magic, and people have gone missing from around that field. I do not know what I saw that night. I do not know the legend of the field, if it's true or not. But I do believe that there's something strange in the woods. The woods are a part of me, and I can never stay out of the woods. And I'm not afraid of anything in the woods. I would just want to be careful around one of these things if I were to see them again. Now, you guys, here's the problem I have with this story. Okay. I try to give everything the benefit of the doubt when it comes to stories like this, right? This is Listen, if you're gonna if I had a website where I took reports, I would make certain that I would proofread this email, this report, and try to correct any spelling errors or grammar errors or anything like that because I had a rough time going through that. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not a bad reader. That was hard to read, I'm telling you. So, Tanya, what do you do when people are saying thank you? We do. She said it perfectly. Yes, we do appreciate everybody. It's good to see everybody. Franklin, how you doing, buddy? Uncivil, how are you doing? Hello. Kelly, I hope you liked your song. Poncho, what's up, buddy? Carl, hello again. Yeah, a Men in Black cleanup crew. Probably, possibly. Could have been maybe another one pulling them. Maybe another one of them or multiple maybe picked it up and pulled it off. Carried it off. So, all right, guys, let's hit some Bigfoot. All right, let's see what we got here in Georgia. We'll check this one, and then I'll go to another one. Okay. Alcovy, am I saying that right? Alcovy, Georgia. Alcovy. Let me know if I'm saying that right. Alcovy. Okay. I'm just saying, I'm saying it right. August of 2000. Anchovies. Nice. I saw a big thing looking like a man, but really hairy. I was going down Alcovey Road about 9:30 at night. There were no lights on the road, and it was hilly in that area. As I approached the Alcovey River, it ran out in front of my headlights. This thing stared at me just like a deer in the headlights. I almost wet myself. The thing was just huge. It stood there looking right at me. Then, like something was chasing after it, it ran back into the woods. I sat there in the road for a little while longer, making sure I was still able to breathe. I then raced home as fast as I could. I got home and told my family the story. It took a while to make them believe me, but they finally did. Yeah. Honestly, you guys, think about it. Yeah, that is crazy, Micah, for sure. I would love. I want to. Is there footage of that? Well, let's see here. Okay, you guys, this is from northern Georgia. It's Lumpkin County. You guys familiar with Lumpkin County? Bruce. I've seen a lot of UFOs in a couple spots. One of the appearances on my niece, and I saw what's called a Hat Man. Send me an email. Send me an email. Bruce, send me an email. Okay, you guys, this happened. Georgia couple faces a 9-foot tall, 500-pound Goliath on a dark road. I want to tell you about an incident that happened a few months ago in the fall of 2006. My girlfriend and I parked and had some pretty heavy conversations. That's what they said. That's what I'm assuming. That's what they meant. To break free of the tension, I suggested that we get out of the car and walk. So I set the brake on the truck and we got out, locked up, and headed down the road hand in hand, enjoying the crisp night air. She chattered nonstop. There was a moon out. Although I could not see it yet, we walked by flashlight. Pretty soon, I smelled a skunk. It got stronger and stronger, but the smell changed to a rotten smell, maybe garbage that is hot and moldy mixed with skunk spray. I thought a camper had left camp trash out or something. We walked on a ways, not wanting to meet up with the skunk. I suggested we turn back and head to the truck because we had gone around 2 bends in the road and couldn't see back. You know, the funny feeling you get when confronted and safety suddenly seems really important? So we did an about face and headed towards the truck, and that's when I saw this figure. Man, it was right out there in the middle of the road at a distance of the furthest beam of our flashlight. Talk about a David and Goliath sight. It was just standing there looking at us. Now, I know you won't believe me if I tell you how tall this sucker was. I'm 6'3". I played basketball with guys much bigger than me. I know this thing was every inch of 8 to 9 feet tall. It must have weighed easily 500 pounds. Just massive across its chest, biceps standing there across the chest and biceps, standing there in the middle of the road. This is true. The thing swayed back and forth like the head of an owl when it's looking at something. You know how an owl moves its head side to side like that, back and forth. This thing did that, moved that way, and then in the flashlight beam, it had reflective eyes like dogs have. I've never moved. Let's see here. It never moved towards us. It stayed in place, swaying. It took a minute to register. I stared back, not believing my eyes, and my girlfriend freaked out. Uh, into she freaked into scared, yelling, which really unnerved me, especially in the dark like that. Her screams also unnerved the Goliath, for he or it turned and stepped off the side of the road, down over the embankment and out of flashlight range. One step, maybe two, and then it was gone, just like that. Mind you, now, to get to the truck, we had to walk past that place. Good night. Anybody who's going tonight or leaving, good night, good night, good night. PJ, hello, how are you? Mind you, we had to walk past the place in the road where the monster stood to get back to our truck. How spooky is that? I was ready to cut and run the rest of the way to the truck, but my girl was terrified and couldn't make her legs move. She was shaking and hanging on to me, which did not help me. Brave man that I am. So she gathered herself, hanging on to me around the waist, and I scanned all the area around up ahead of us with the flashlight. I told her to run, run fast, but I was literally dragging her with one hand and showing the light with the other. The way back seemed to take a long time, but it was only seconds because we hauled. We got to the truck, and dude, I couldn't make my keys work. I fumbled around for another few minutes trying to accomplish something between her screaming instructions and my back to the road, which I did not like. Do you know how hard it is to unlock a car door with one hand and a flashlight and a woman hanging around your neck and keys in the other? Picture that. We didn't see the creature again, but we didn't stick around either. We moved like it was after us. I'm telling you, these things are giant with a capital G. And the sight alone is hard to figure. There's nothing in my life that prepared me for such a sight. It still is surreal to think about it, and it doesn't help when people laugh and think that I'm nuts. I know what we saw. I own a business in town. We are a successful business, and active in our community. I would appreciate it if you would not refer to my name or identify my business, especially my girlfriend, because she is on the board of education. And if word gets out, that would not be good for her. So there you go. What did you guys think of that story? That story is pretty crazy. That was a pretty crazy story. What do you guys think? I liked it. I really did like it. Yeah, if you guys love stories, check out PJ Arkansas. She's got a great channel. Boone County Cryptids, if he's in here, great stories. If you guys like gaming channels, check out Ash's Annex. He also has another one called the Boom Boom Room. Check that out. He has some great stuff in there as well. Um, yeah. Who wants to hear some sounds? Or should I do another story? Okay, one for another story. Sounds? Okay, sounds. Okay, we'll play some sounds. All right, here. A story then sounds? Both? All right. You know I'm going to hook you guys up. Lori Ladd, thank you so much for jumping in. I appreciate it. The rain song? No, we don't have a rain song. I like hearing the sounds. Lori Ladd, again, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I appreciate it. And again, if you guys are new to the channel, new to the chat, drop a 1 in the comments. Let us know where you guys are watching from. And if you could, please consider subscribing to the channel. Every little subscription helps. It's free to do. It doesn't cost you anything. And don't forget to hit those like buttons and share. I would appreciate that. All right. I'm going to play online is World of Warcraft. I used to play that all the time. Blood Elf Hunter. That's what I played. Okay, here we go, guys. Let's do another story, and then we'll do a little bit of some sounds, maybe a video, and then we're gonna start winding the show down. All right, so let's read another story here. Let's do one this way. You guys go ahead and pick. I'm done reading from this site, so all I need you guys to do, remember, we're only doing Georgia tonight. So if you know a county in Georgia, then tell me what county you want me to read a report from. I did. I banned my first troll. And you know what? I love Skyrim. Skyrim's another favorite one of mine. Macon, Georgia. Okay. Thomas, we got you. Macon, Georgia. Here we go. All right, 1978, guys. Tonight, Latin Zane. Tonight is a live stream that I do. It's an episode, a series that I do called 50 States of Fear. And this state that we're covering tonight is Georgia. You say Floyd County? Let me look real quick, but we're gonna do Macon first. Floyd County. Yes, there is Floyd County, but we're gonna do Macon first. So let's see here. All right, 1979. Is it Oglethorpe? Is that a town up there? Oglethorpe? Oh no, you're good, man. You're good. Latin, that's cool, man. You're on a live stream, brother. We do a series called 50 States of Fear. Welcome to the channel. We talk about Bigfoot, Dogman. Right now I'm going through the state of Georgia. I'm going to be doing Macon, Georgia. I'm going to be reading a Bigfoot report from Macon, Georgia. Then I'm going to hit Floyd County, and then yeah, I can't pronounce that, but I'll do that one next. Uncivil. I'll do that one next, okay? So 1 second. Let's bring these bad boys back up here. Okay, here we go. So around 1978, my mom, dad, brother, and little sister and I were living in Oglethorpe, Georgia, which is in Macon County. We lived on Highway 49. We had a handful of run-ins with the Sasquatch and his offspring. Okay. The first time we saw it was when we came up to my infant sister's, when it came up to my infant sister's window, and she was mocking it. I think it got confused one night and went to my mom's window and started grunting and scared my mom so bad that she tried to climb up under my dad. He told me that he thought it was probably a bear. That is until he saw it for himself. My mother went out to get the note off the door, and it was about 10 feet at most away from her. She ran back inside, and when she was able to speak, she told my dad that what she saw. My dad went into the bathroom. What? Went into the bathroom and shot the larger one. One night, we had acetylene tanks being thrown around by the larger one. She said he was black hair from head to toe, arms were past his waistline, nose was not like a gorilla's, but more human. We heard the noise outside one night and went out to look and found hair embedded into the walls of the outside of the house. Um, it always came to the house at night. It was very curious. Um, Always looking in the windows. My aunt heard something one night and ran so fast that she actually put an indentation into the wall of the house. My dad said one night all of my uncles came over and they were looking around the house for it. And one of my uncles yelled down from the roof of the house that my dad was leaning against. He turned around and looked up and got spooked and bent the hood of his Jeep and destroyed it. Okay, you guys, I want to read more of this, but this is so hard to read. I mean, there's almost no punctuations, there's almost no spacing. Let's see here. He turned around, looked, it bent the hood of his Jeep and destroyed it. In our area where we live, there was always goats and cows, etc., found with their intestines gone. No meat was eaten, just the innards were gone. Uh, it did always smell like a septic tank when they came around. We went outside the next day after an incident with it and went outside. Okay. And our neighbor who owned cows had 5 cows laying on their sides dead with the innards gone. Okay. They're saying it's about 8 feet tall, hairy, long black hair, humanish looking nose. They casted a footprint. So that's it. That's a hard one. That's a hard one to read, you guys. Sorry about that. Floyd County. Let's check out Floyd County. Backyard nightmare sighting in a village outside Rome. This happened in the fall of 2005, October 10th, near Rome in Floyd County, Georgia, just off of 27 South. My mother one night heard a whistle around 2 a.m., so we went out to see if somebody was out back. We had a pool deck that was a good 8 feet off the ground. When I stepped up on the steps, something came towards me, so I backed up to the front door and shined the flashlight out back, and it was a good 2 feet above the deck with red eyes. It kept moving its head around, trying to get the light out of its eyes. Then it started walking away. It would turn and it kept looking at us. When it moved behind my neighbor's shed, it stopped and it stuck its head from around behind the shed like it was seeing if we were going to follow it. No, absolutely not. That wouldn't happen. I'm telling you, I am not. Yeah, you're not suckering me out there. Gonna sit there and dollywop me. That ain't happening. Okay. What was that one that people wanted me to read? Craig, what's up? Uncivil. What was that county you wanted me to check into? Let's see here. Let's see what we got here. I don't see that county. Uncivil. I don't see that county. I see Muskogee. I think I'm saying that wrong. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it. Any other counties in Georgia you guys want to hear from? OL. I don't see that county. Is that a town or is that a county? Because I don't see that. Again, you guys, we're doing we do have one in Whitfield. We're doing Georgia. Whitfield County, 2007 August, daylight sighting by motorist from Jimmy Withrow Bridge. All right. I'll check out Athens. I'll check out Madison as well. This is an area that I am very familiar with. Have fished there many years. I've seen deer, bobcat, coyotes, but nothing strange and never anything or heard anything strange. Before I was born, there were rumors of panthers in the area, lots of wilderness. Okay, this is I don't want the details. I want the story. These are location details. I'm sorry. I was traveling in my vehicle, coming across a bridge with a well-known river passing underneath. Why can't you say the river? When I noticed a large tree that had fallen into the water off to the right about 200 yards. As I looked at it, I peered up over the concrete railing and saw something standing in the river, perhaps 75 yards away. My first thought was, well, there's a bear. But as I kept looking, it was apparent to me that this did not have a snout of any sort. Its face was like a human's face, but black. The creature seemed to have been in the middle of something, maybe fishing, and I had either spooked it or interrupted it. As I looked at it, it was looking at me and followed my vehicle with its gaze. It was black. It had long hair, like a shaggy dog. Trying to remember now, but I don't believe it had a neck of anything that I could see. I c- I corrected myself before veering off too far and rubbing against the railing. I kept driving. I've never occurred to me until later that I had just seen a Bigfoot. I'm very familiar with Bigfoot, and though if I ever saw one, I would be walking away or from a distance, and be a unique experience to remember for a lifetime. But it was nothing like this. And to be honest with you, it was an intimidating experience, and I have not been back in that area since. Wow. Okay, where do we go here? Let's see. Okay, Athens is in Clark County. Okay. Madison County and then Clark County. So Clark County, let's see here. Clark County, there's one in Clark County. Tells of Bigfoot legends, including sightings in Georgia. This is actually. Nope. That link is broken. Okay, so let's go to Madison County. Nothing reported in Madison County. Let's see here. Bibb County. Okay, let's look at Bibb County if it's there. Yep, Bibb County. We got one in Bibb County. Summer of either 56 or 57, man recalls close encounter at dusk with a as a young man in Macon. Bibb County, Georgia, nearest town is Macon, Georgia. Millerfield Road. I haven't told this too often, but this is exactly what happened. Macon, Georgia. I was 10 or 11. It was either 1956 or 1957. My house was on the main highway with some homes scattered behind it, then miles of woods behind those. My friends and I had been at the creek in the woods behind my house, maybe a quarter of a mile from it. It was getting dark and it was summer, so we were heading home. I was almost home. My house was about 100 yards away. I wasn't scared since I was almost home. I have never heard of Bigfoot at the time. There was a gully to our right with a trail in the shallow end of the gully we used as a path. I heard a loud clomping sound coming towards us on the other side of the gully, swishing through the small pines coming down the path towards us. I thought it was a mule that may have gotten out and I was going to try to catch it. That's how loud it sounded as it came towards us. Let's see here. When it came up to our side of the gully, I saw a large ape man, like hairy creature, jogging towards us on the path on two legs. Needless to say, my friend and I didn't stay around for an extended look, maybe 2 or 3 seconds of observation, and then we took off. The creature was probably close to 6 to 7 feet tall. It looked like that video, the Patterson Gimlin film he was referring to. When we told our parents and playmates, we were the subject of much ridicule. That is until about a week or so later, when 5 or so of them were down at the creek damming it up. It wasn't with them as I wasn't with them as long I wasn't with them as I no longer played in the woods. Well, they saw the thing as well. This was in the middle of the day. As they came running out of the woods, some of them were crying and they were also shaken. My parents called the sheriff's and he said it was probably a bear. It wasn't. It was not a hoax with someone in a suit. So again, the witnesses here is myself, my friend, and then later a sighting of with 6 kids. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Now I've got one more story, you guys. I got one more story, and then I have something for you guys. Um, so the story I have is from northern Georgia, and I want to say it was Fannin, Georgia. And I had gotten this email from a lady who was encouraged by her granddaughter to email me. She's in her 70s. She doesn't want to come on the show, and I respect that. Um, and her name was Mary Ann. So no, Anne was it Anne Marie? Anne Marie. And she sent me the email and she said that when she was a little girl, about I want to say 12 years old, her brother was 9, and they lived on a farm and they had a bunch of animals, goats and horses and cows and chickens, lots of chickens. And one evening before it got dark, it was like dusk, she went out to the chicken coop, and I'm assuming the chicken coop was a freestanding building that had like a chicken run that was covered in, chicken wire and stuff. And it had a door that you walked into to collect the eggs from the nesting boxes and things. And one of her chores was to collect the eggs. So she went out right at dusk to collect any other eggs that may be out there. So as she's collecting these eggs, she hears and feels something walking with purpose by the chicken coop. And she's like, did one of our animals get out? So she slowly opened up the door. And as she opened up the door, of this chicken coop. She had it cracked open. She said she saw this massive hairy creature walking towards the goat pen. And as she watched it step over the fence. Now, this fence was probably 4 to 5 feet high. She watched it step over this fence, and the goats were freaking out. But she walked up to one of the goats. It walked up to one of the goats, grabbed it by its neck, and just moved its hand real quick and dispatched the goat. Now, in horror, she's terrified. She sees this thing just dispatch one of her goats, and it's standing there holding this goat in its hand. Just then, she hears her little brother come running out of the back door of the house, yelling her name. She said this is when, like, her big sister, whatever, kicked in. And she came running out of this chicken coop, pushed the door open, ran out of the chicken coop, and yelled to her brother, "Get back in the house and tell Daddy. Get Daddy out here." When she does this, she looks towards this creature, and now this creature is turned around and looking at her. She said this creature did not look angry, did not look hateful. She said this creature was more shocked that she was standing right there behind it, and it didn't hear her until she started yelling, and it still had this goat in its hands. She said it turned, it looked at her, it turned, and within a couple of steps, it was out of the goat pen, and it stepped over the other fence on the other side of the goat pen, and it ran across the pasture. She said it jumped the barbed wire fence and then went up into the woods near the end of the pasture. About that time, her dad comes running out with her little brother in tow, and she is hysterical. Her dad calms her down, talks with her. She explains to him everything that she had just seen, what she had just witnessed. And he believed her. They went back into the house. Her dad started making phone calls. "Hey, you guys, he's calling neighbors." The next morning, a group of men showed up. Not only men, her uncle showed up, two of her cousins showed up, and every single one of these men were armed. And a few of the men brought tracking dogs. And they set off towards those woods right before, right after breakfast, like 8 o'clock in the morning. And she said that those men and those boys stayed out in those woods until supper time. She would constantly look out the window to see if they were coming out of the woods. And then finally, around supper time, they started coming out of the woods. First a couple here, a couple there, then a group of them come out. She sees her dad. She sees her little brother. She sees her cousin, sees her uncle. And as they're coming back through the pasture, they come up towards the house, up by the barn and stuff. She runs out to meet him, and she hears a man standing next to her dad. And he tells her dad, my dogs have never refused to work. They've never refused to track until today. He goes, I don't know what's up in those woods, but it's got my dogs spooked. This guy had tried multiple times to get his dogs to track, and they would not track. They refused to work. Now, she said until she went away to college, her dad would be out in the yard with a shotgun, watching his two kids, his daughter and his son, do their chores. And when they were done, he would escort them back into the house. And that's that story. I've tried to get her on, and she very politely, declined, which is fine. I respect that. So, you guys, that's pretty much it for the stuff of 50 States of Fear. Now, I started making songs and things. You guys have heard a couple of songs. What's up, Jason? And, yes, I'm kind of copying Josh here. Okay, so before we go, you guys, if you want to hear some music, please stick around. If you want to go, you can. I understand. I worked on a couple of songs. I played one last time. But this song is for you guys. It's called This Is Your Song. So tell me what you guys think. This is for you guys 100%.
Before we close our eyes tonight, there's something I need to say. This road I walk, I never walked it alone. This for you. Started with a microphone and a dream I couldn't shake. Stories calling from the dark, begging me awake. I thought I was a voice out there, echoing through the night. But every light that found this path was you shining back that light. You say you're fans, but the truth is plain to see. And I'm the one standing here in awe of all you've given me. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here at all. Every download, every story, every message when I call. You trusted me with secrets most hearts would never share. Placed your fears into my hands and found they were safe there. You say you're a fan, but it's you I stand in awe of. This song is yours, made from gratitude and love. Across the miles and midnight hours, through whispers, woods and fears, you let me walk beside your memories and hold your trembling years. The kind of trust is sacred, it's not something small to me. It's a promise I will honor, for as long as this voice is free. I feel it when the red light glows, every time I hit record. This isn't just a podcast now, it's something far, far more. If it wasn't for you, there'd be no stories left to tell, no campfire burning brightly, no echoes through the veil. You handed me your nightmares, your wonder and your truth, and somehow in the darkness we found a little proof. You say you're a fan, but I hope you understand I'm forever grateful. You place your trust in my hand. There may come a day when these airwaves all fall still, but the lives we touch together, they will echo, always they will. Because this was never just my voice, it was a chorus strong and true. Every legend ever spoken started first with you. If it wasn't for you, this dream would fade away. You turned a spark into a fire that grows stronger every day. So here's to every soul, whoever pressed play, every brave heart that whispered, tell my story if you may. You say you're a fan, but hear this clear and true, I'm the fan. And this life I get to live, I owe it all to you. I hold your fears in the palm of my hand, and I will guard them like they were
All right. What'd you guys think of that song? Again, I know it's not a lot, but I don't know many ways of saying thank you. I truly appreciate it. Um, you guys, I love doing stuff like that. I really do. And you guys know that, you know, I've got uh I've got a mascot that likes to get in trouble sometimes. And so I wrote a little ditty about him. He's a pain in my butt sometimes, but you know, it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think about this one.
All right. Let's head deep into the timberline where the campfire pops, the crickets keep time, and something big is dancing between the pines. Well, now if you go wandering where the blackberries grow, don't you fret if you hear heavy footsteps in the holler. That ain't trouble, friend. That's just old Bigfoot out enjoying the evening. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pines where the cold streams run lives a big old shadow standing 6'1" plus 3 more feet. Got dirt on his hands and a rhythm in the striped moonlight dancing on a shaggy hide. Looking for fight, ain't trying to scare, just a mountain soul with a whole lot of hair. If you hear that laugh echo through the trees, that's him catching fireflies on the evening breeze. He's a big hairy lovable woodland king, stomping that earth while the night owls sing. Got a banjo beat in the way he walks, even the river slows down when Sasquatch talks. Us all sometimes. Sun comes up, he's fishing with his toes, salmon jumping while he hums real low. Got a front porch view of 1,000 hills, don't owe a dime, ain't got no bills. Bear stained grin and a heart that's gold, knows every story the forest ever told. When the wind cuts loose and the branches sway, you can bet Bigfoot's two-stepping anyway. He's a big, hairy, lovable woodland king, clapping tree trunks just to hear him ring. Got a backbeat thumping the way he roams. Whole dang forest is his home sweet home. Raise a jar to the wild and free, to the mystery rustling through the leaves. If you slow down, you might just see life's better lived a little more country. Some folks hide, he just watches clouds roll by. Don't need roads or a neon light, just start stretched out on a Friday night. And if you're lost and fear creeps in, you might hear a gentle howl through the wind. Not a warning, not goodbye, just Bigfoot singing a lullaby. He's a big, hairy, lovable woodland king, heart beating wild to everything, from the whippoorwill to the tall pine breeze. He's a spirit of the deep backwoods you need. Raise your glass to the untamed life, far from worry, far from strife. If freedom's got a shape and size, it walks barefoot beneath those skies. So if you spot some tracks where the mud runs soft, don't go chasing, just tip your hat. Let a big man wander, let a legend breathe, and maybe, just maybe, he believes in you too.
You guys want to hear another one, or are you guys done? Hey, Coke and peanut is delicious. You don't know it until you try it. Oh, you guys want to hear? No, okay. I just don't want to bore you guys. So, want another one? Okay. Hey, guys, I'm a country boy at heart. I love country music. So, I mean, yeah. So, you know what? Let's just go ahead and Let's just play this one.
Now Overtown's got that one friend, the one that means well, but leaves a trail of chaos behind him. Well, mine's 8 feet tall, covered in hair, and answers to the name Finwood. All right, boys, kick it. Sheriff called it 3:30. Said you better come down and see. Your giant friend climbed the water tower again. Now he's cannonballing into the wind. Found him grinning near here, holding up a stolen root beer. Crowd all cheering like it's Friday night. Lord knows that boy don't hide. I shook my head, but I couldn't stay mad. Best wild partner I ever had. It's bail money and back road nights. Stars burning in the dashboard lights. Trouble follows everywhere we go, but I wouldn't trade it for a pot of gold. Yeah, life's too big and laughs too loud. Turns every nowhere into a crowd. Life gets crazy, but it's all good. Ain't no story without Finwood. County fair on a summer day. Guess who snuck in through the gate? Won first prize in a pie he didn't raise. Blueberry stains all on his face. Tried to write a tale to world. Flirted with the funnel cake girl. Mayor yelled that thing's a threat. Finwood bowed like a movie set. I paid the fine, he slapped my back. Nearly gave my spine a crack. But we laughed so hard we couldn't stand. Brothers roam this land. It's moonshine laughs and gravel roads. Half our plans just explode. Every sunrise starts some new wildfire, but that chaos lights my fire. From neon bars to Pinewood Hills, he's the heartbeat of my thrills. Call it madness if you think you should. I just call him Finwood. Some folks chase a quiet life, safe and tame, all button tied. But give me nights that shake the ground. Give me that outlaw sound. When the world feels cold as stone, you don't walk it alone. Now when you got a friend that big, pulling you into the unknown. It's bail money and moonshine nights, laughing underneath porch lights. If trouble's calling, we're already gone, chasing the ghost toward the dawn. It's bail money, moonshine nights, laughing underneath porch lights. If trouble's calling, we're already gone, chasing the ghost toward the dawn. Hey, 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 hey. It may be wild, but it's true as they come. Half my life is the damage he's done. And if I had the choice, you know I would do it all again with Finwood. So if you see two sets of tracks heading somewhere they shouldn't be, one's boots, one's 10 feet long, and if you listen close, you might just hear us laughing. Because some friendships ain't about peace and quiet. Some are about stories worth telling. And brother, those stories usually start with Finwood.
All right, what do you guys think of that one? Now, DJ Finwood puts up songs. He's got his own channel. It's DJ Finwood. And this is a new one that he put up. Now, we got a bunch of country people up in here. And even if you're not country, you like country music, this is one that I like a lot. This one's called River Bottom Redneck.
roots in the clay, raised where the blacktop fades away. Bayou breeze and a swamp boat ride, gators watch from the other side. Holler balls up in them hills, moonshine running through copper steels, trap line set at the break of dawn, catfish bite until the night is gone. We don't ask for much, just leave us be. We live wild, we live free, river bottom redneck, loud and proud, jacked up truck, pipe screaming out, stars and stripes, flying high, freedom burning in our eyes. From the bayou to the mountain line, we stand our ground every time. Bonfire bright, fist in the night, you don't want none. We're ready to fight. Hey! 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 Tailgates down by the muddy shore, party rolling like a thunder roar, coolers packed and the speakers loud, whole dirt road turning into a crowd. American steel in the back window, granddaddy's shotgun by the front door. Raised on God and liberty, you cross that line, you answer me. We ain't looking for trouble, no, but we don't back down. Everybody knows river bottom redneck, loud and proud, jacked up truck, pipes screaming out, scars and stripes, flying high, freedom burning in our eyes. From the hollers to the cypress trees, we bow our heads, then we say what we please. Bonfire bright, fist in the night, you don't want none. We're ready to fight. Long shine, burn it down. Freedom, stand your ground. Bayou, mud and bud. Mountains, raise it up. Redneck, 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 redneck. River bottom redneck, born this way. Won't apologize for what we say. From the trap lines to the county line, this land is flagged, this fight is mine. If you're riding with us, let it be known we protect our own, we hold our own. And bonfire blazing in the midnight sky, live free, stand tall or die. Hey! Hey! Hey!
What did you guys think of that one? I'm gonna tell you guys right now, that song turned out way better than I thought. I'm telling you. I hear that, man, someone's about to get dollywopped. I'm telling you, I love that. You know, one of my favorite country singers is David Allan Cole. Absolutely love that man, and I kinda wanted to pattern it kinda after him on that one, so, um, yeah, you guys, if you guys you know what I'm gonna do? I was watching the guys' chat, you know, I do not mind. I'm gonna see if I can take that picture out of that, and then that way we can just have a damn good time. Yeah, that's absolutely. Here's the thing, you know, when I write these songs, and again, you guys, I have no idea how to structure a song. I really don't. And I'm not gonna lie, I use AI to help me get these songs out here. What's up, Colton? But what I do is I bring it up and I just start typing words, my feelings, how I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, what I want, th- you know, what reminds me of back home. Every single thing in that song is things that remind me of when I lived in Tennessee. You know, River Bottom Rednecks, man, that's something me and my brother and my boys and friends from school, man, we go down to the river bottoms and man, we would have just a great party. Didn't matter what color you were, black or white, green, purple, plaid, it didn't care. People drove down to the river bottoms, you parked your trucks or your cars, we made bonfires, you know, we had beer, we had food, and we had a great time. I can honestly say in the hundreds of parties I went down to on the river bottoms, never once did I ever see a fight break out. I didn't see any altercations of any kind, not at all. And that's what I miss, you know, that's what I miss. And that's what I wanted, man. I just wanted to you know, I wanted to get a song out there and when I get done with it, you know, I put it into an app called Suno, and I put it in there, and I'm like, "This is the kind of style that I want. This is what I want it to sound like." And I'm telling you, this one I think is probably one of my most favorite ones. Um, are we still good to go? Or do you guys wanna head on out? I'm here for you guys. You let me know what you guys wanna do. Yeah, Bo, it's not anymore. We don't leave. Are you talking about the app with the Carolina? Yeah, you did. What'd you think, Kyle? Yes, Untitled. Suno is free, but you could it's free to a certain extent. You can you can get a better package to where you get more credits because every single song you create causes a certain amount of credits. Another song, let's go, let's do it, I'll stay, let's go. You're going to bed. Hey, Jason, no problem, dude. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thomas says I'm staying now. Before I do that, you guys, I just want to do this. I want to say thank you. Um, so L. Kelly, I don't know if she's still in the chat, but thank you for the 4.99. We got 9 Mile King, who's a buddy of mine at work. We got one, two, I don't know, one, two, three. He gave me three, four, five. 5 super stickers. Awesome. Another friend of mine at work, Ms. Vang. She super stickered me. Thank you again so much for that. They've probably bounced out. Waylon gave a gifted membership. Thank you for that, Waylon, and a $10 super sticker. Thank you so much. L. Burton, 9.99. Thank you so much. Ashes, one gifted membership. Thank you. Fan and a gifted membership. Thank you so much. I just wanted to say thank you for you guys. I really appreciate it. Franklin, thank you so much. I appreciate that for you being in here. Thanks for being a great moderator. You guys ready to hear some more? It's only 7 here, so I'm up. Yeah, you're in Hawaii. That's awesome. All right, so here we go. Let's do another one here. Let's see here. Let's see here. We played that one. We played that one. I think I see here. We played that one. We played that one. We played that one. We played that one. I got like 2 more to play, guys. 2 more to play. Okay, here we go. You ready? This one's called Me and Finwood Raise Hell.
Now I've had a lot of friends in this life, but only one that can knock over a jukebox just by dancing. If you hear thunder and the sky's clear, yeah, that's probably us. Hit it! Friday night and the town's wound tight, neon buzzing, boots feel light, door swings wide, heads all turned, here comes trouble about to burn. Fanwood ducking under the frame, bartender whispering, not him again. He just grins that mountain grin, whole room knows we're rolling in. Band strikes up, fiddle screams, next thing you know he's shaking the beams. Jump, that Bigfoot stomp is a seismic pump. Me and Fanwood raise hell right, laugh too loud, stay out all night, chasing freedom like a midnight train, nowhere bound, just wild and untamed. Fanwood, Fanwood. Sheriff says, boy, explain yourself. I just grinned, couldn't help myself. Life don't get much better, nope, than hanging with a legend, yelling, yeah. Sunrise creeping, fog rolls low, we're skipping rocks where the cold streams flow. Fanwood howling at the morning sky, scares 10 birds clean into flight. Tried to hug a park ranger once, thought that badge looked mighty fun. Ranger froze, didn't know what to do. Fanwood said, just loving you. I swore I'd keep him out of jail, but that promise tends to fail. Still wouldn't trade one single day for a calmer, quieter way. Oh, hey! Yeah, that echo through the pine, that's just us feeling alive. Me and Fanwood raise hell right, turn dirt roads into runway lights. Every mess becomes folklore, every night becomes a road. Hey, hey, Fanwood. Hey, hey, Fanwood. Trouble's breathing, we're nearby, probably laughing as we fly. Call it crazy if you must, it's just two good souls kicking dust. Some people walk the narrow line, say predictable every time, but give me sparks and give me noise, give me giant outlaw joy when my trails finally run and my days here are done. Bet heaven hears one final sound, shaking up those clouds. Me and Fanwood side by side, full throttle hearts we never hide. Through every scrape and every tale, we leave legends in our trail. Hey, hey, Fanwood. Hey, hey, Fanwood. So if you see two shadows flying past, one real big and one real fast, that ain't chaos, that's just brotherhood. And man, it sure feels good. Ooh, so if the ground shakes and laughter rolls through the hills, don't worry none, that's not trouble. That's just me and Fanwood improving the neighborhood.
What's up, guys? What'd you think of that one? Yeah, we're near the end, but I got, I'm just playing some songs that I've made on an app. Welcome to the show. Appreciate you dropping in. Yeah, it's I'm not sure where you're at. Where are you located at, Guitar Man? I would assume VA is for Virginia, maybe. You guys like that one? All right, you want another one? Oh, really? You graduated class of '89? Awesome. Awesome. Yep, I'm class of '90. All right. We got some yeses. So this one, I think I played on the last live stream I did like maybe a couple days ago or whatever. Let's see here. This song is called Bell Money and Moonshine Nights.
Well, now, every legend needs a witness, and every wild man needs a friend. Some folks got normal problems. Dano's got an 8-foot Sasquatch named Fenwood. Hit it, boys! Hit it, boys. Fenwood knocked over a honey stand down in Jackson County Fair. Covered head to toe in clover, didn't even seem to care. Sheriff said, now who's responsible for this fuzzy jailbreak crime? Dano tipped his hat inside, yeah, that hairy fool is mine. He's fishing coins, wishing wells, dancing on a bait shop roof. Signed his name on a welcome sign, just wrote Fenwood was here proof. It's Bell Money and Moonshine Night, chasing trouble under neon lights. Fenwood howling at the stars so loud, half the forest draws a crowd. Dano just shakes his head and grins, boy, what mess you in again? But he'd ride that road 1,000 miles just to see that Sasquatch smile. Wouldn't trade the chaos if he could. Life's too quiet without Fenwood. Big for class man him. Pulled the sled clean out the dirt. Crowd went wild on a whim. Stole a pie right off a windowsill, left wildflowers in its place. Mayor said we need answers now. Fenwood waved and lost the case. Dano paid the damages. Mudder's Lord give me strength. But every story they'll be telling runs a mile in legend land. Yeah, it's Bell Money and Moonshine Nights. Back road laughs and ballroom lights. Fine wood banging on an old jukebox, trying to learn what rockabilly rocks. Dano says you're gonna be my end, but he ain't just a beast, he's family friend. Through every scrape and understood, life's a ride with Fenwood. Some friendships just don't make sense, like thunder dancing with innocence. One's all talk, one's all hair, both leave footprints everywhere. And when the world gets mean and cold, you want a friend both fierce and bold. It's Bell Money and Moonshine Nights, laughing till the morning in light. Finewood yelling one more round while Dano's trying to calm things down. But if you ask him why he stays through all that wild outlaw haze, he'll tell you quick, he always would. Ain't no adventure without Fenwood. So if you hear wild laughter blowing through the timber, and two sets of tracks heading nowhere in particular, don't worry none. That's just trouble, traveling with loyalty. And brother, that's a rare kind of freedom.
All right. Now we got some people in, you guys, and I will definitely. Oh, you like my segment with Carolina Case Files? Thank you so much. If you guys are new to the chat, new to the channel, drop a 1 in the comments, and please consider subscribing to the channel. I release episodes every Wednesday and Friday, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, every other Saturday, like this week. But however, you guys, the normal schedule is every other Saturday at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I do a live stream like tonight where I cover a state. Next Saturday, however, because I'm going to be on vacation the last like 2 Saturdays of March. So next Saturday is going to be Hawaii, followed by Idaho, and then followed by, we're not going anywhere yet, Bruce. We're not going anywhere yet. We got some people coming in. They want to get a little bit of invitation. Entertainment. What am I saying? Entertainment. Followed by Idaho and then Indiana. Yes, I will definitely be covering Virginia, and I think what I'm going to try to do is probably 3, and if I get a little crazy, I might do 4 50 States of Fear, one every Saturday. Because I have a schedule here, you guys. Believe it or not, I scheduled it out. You see this right here? This is a schedule. This is every single state with a potential date that we'll be doing it. So if I do Virginia, let's see here. When will Virginia be? Virginia will be June 12th of 2027. Now, who wants to wait over a year to hear 50 States of Fear, Virginia? I don't think that's fair. So, yeah, schedule's not your friend. So, you guys, I think I'm going to have to like rock and roll. And we're going to have to do stuff maybe a little sooner. So, you guys, I mentioned I was going to be doing what Indiana is going to be not next Saturday. Let's see, 1, 2, 3 Saturdays from now. So that date will be, so let's see here. The 28th is going to be Hawaii. The 7th is going to be Idaho. The 14th is going to be Illinois. And then probably the 4th of April is going to be Indiana, because I'll be on vacation from the 21st to the 28th. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be hitting up Ohio. Ohio is in 2027 as well. But you guys, I'm gonna switch that up so we can definitely get them closer. You guys think I could hit all 50 in the year? You think I can? I think I can. Heck, that's what I'm going to do. So every week, and you guys heard it here first, every Saturday that I am not on vacation or I do not have family commitments, I'm going to do a 50 States of Fear every Saturday, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, unless family or something unexpected comes up. But I will definitely keep the moderators in the loop. I will post stuff to the community page. You guys, there is a Facebook page. It's called The Cryptid Podcast. Check it out. If you'd like to join it, make sure you answer all the questions, or Steamboat just chucks your request to the weeds. So, I said we're going to play some sounds, going to play some audio and stuff like that. Let's go ahead and do that. I'll even show you guys a couple other videos that I have. So I have 2 TikTok channels. I have the original Cryptid Podcast TikTok channel. And you guys, let me look at this real quick. Let's see what it has, because I haven't looked at it in a while. I can no longer access the TikTok channel from I can no longer what am I thinking? Oh, I can no longer access this main account from my phone. So now I can only view it from my desktop. And the video I'm going to show you guys on my original TikTok channel, it has 186,000 views on it. Now, that same video on the new TikTok channel that I have, which I don't post a ton on, which I should, I think has like 1,000 views. Okay. So this video I'm going to show you guys, and then after I show a couple videos, play a couple of audio, I'll play one more song in memory of my good buddy Will, who I lost yesterday morning. So let's check out some of these videos and audio. This was presented to me by Steamboat. Check this out. Watch, you can see it moving from left to right. Pauses there for a second. It bends down. It comes back up. You can see it has something in its right hand. And then it moves back to the left into the shadow. We'll watch that one more time. Again, it appears from the left out of the shadow. Stops right about here. Now, I've had a couple people look at this. They've definitely said it is not AI. It is too big to be a person. He won't give you the second video until he moves from the house, but there's a 3-minute video. Okay, I definitely. What you're seeing, Guitar, is you're seeing a lot of the shadow of the creature because of the light source that's coming from it. Yep, East Texas. Steamboat, he knows all the details on that. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. Let's see, what else do I have for some cool stuff for you guys? Oh, I have one for you. Who believes in the Fae? You know what the Fae is? Fairies, things like that. So the next video I'm going to show you was sent to me by, I want to say, Renee. And he sent me this. Now, the time frame it's in Canada. It's Canada. It's 20 below zero. It's winter time. And you guys, you're going to want to watch the left side of the screen. The right side of the screen. You're going to see something come into view. And then it kind of disappears, and then it pops up over on the left-hand side of the screen. I will tell you, it is not a hummingbird. Hummingbirds are not in 20-degree weather, negative 20-degree weather, okay? So check this one out. Let me know what you guys think. What'd you guys think of that? Kristen, I'm on the 8'4" fence about fairy still. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. That video is pretty crazy. It's not an insect. I've shown that to a few people, and they've said it's definitely not an insect, especially at that time of year. The current situation, what the temperature was at the time. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Not a bird, not an insect. I'll show it again. What's up, Aaron? You're still here, man? Hello, buddy. All right, let's watch that one more time. All right, Tinkerbell. Yeah, Kyle, I mean, I'm not saying yes, I'm not saying no, man, but it's very, very intriguing. No Totem, what's up? Hello, hello, hello. So, again, you guys are new to the channel, new to the chat, please drop a 1 in the comments, and please consider subscribing to the channel. Not a bug, man. Ice moth, I've never heard of an ice moth. But yeah, this thing moved around. It looks like it has legs, not like regular like bug legs or whatever. But yeah, I've showed it to a few people and they're like, that's definitely not an insect. It's definitely not a bird. And the way that it looked at, the way that it flew, insects are like this, birds are like this. The only bird that I know that can do this is a hummingbird. And this thing was flying like this. So, let's see here. Let's play some audio sounds. I got some really good audio sounds. Um, this is one of my favorite ones. I've got a few from his name's Jimmy Williams. He's um, a field researcher, investigator, experiencer out of Oklahoma, and these were taken recorded in an area that he checks out, and they call it Xanadu. You'll definitely hear coyotes in this, but you'll definitely hear something else as well.
I want to do my call.
That was pretty crazy. And here's another one they taped the same night.
Pretty interesting. That's why I like it. Clean off.
Yes, she was, and yes, there is. Now this is another one. This is when everything starts going off. This was filmed later, even later than the first two. Yep, that one was crazy. And then he sent me one. He was out camping with his dad in an area that they call Area 51 in Oklahoma.
I heard. Ooh. That's a different sound.
Absolutely, Thomas. Now that one, the last whoop that we heard in that last audio, I asked Jimmy, I go, Jimmy, how close was that? Like 50 yards away from me? He's like, nope. I go, how close was it? He goes, try 50 feet. Completely unexpected. He said it snuck right up to their camp almost. Let's see, what else do I got here? This is from Daryl Adams from Owl Moon Lab in Oregon. This is another one from the same area. Now, if you guys have you guys ever seen that show Expedition Bigfoot with Russell Accord and um, Marion Mayer, Dr. Mayer? Have you seen that show? Okay, so the last sound bit, and I'll play it again. That audio is used in that show. That audio is used in that show. It's in the opening credits. It's near the end when they start the show. Kristen, I appreciate that. I think that show is on the Discovery Channel or Animal Planet or History Channel. But they use Daryl Adams's, that's his audio. And they use that audio. They've also used other audio that he has provided in like their calls. Like they have the call machines, they use that out of those machines as well. And speaking of History Channel, if you guys don't already know this, Monster Quest is out for season 5. It's a brand new season. And episode 3 is the episode that I am featured on. So if you guys want to check that out, you can go check out Monster Quest on the History Channel, season 5, and check out episode 3. And you won't have to wait long because mine's the first story. Is the first story on that episode. What's up, Waylon? Don't say sorry, man. You're good. Let's see. This is also from Daryl Adams. This one sounds pissed. And also, what's really cool about this, you guys, is Daryl. Yeah, he's in you never watched any Monster Quest. Well, now you got to watch season 5, episode 3, because that's the one I'm on. I think you might like it. My wife watched it. She watched the entire one. So, but oh, sorry guys, that's the first yawn of the night. Don't say a word, Steamboat or Waylon. Daryl has had some really incredible encounters on that property in Owl Moon Lab. He tells a story one time. His wife gets up to go to the bathroom, and one of the outside like security lights is on, meaning something tripped it to turn it on. And she goes and tells Daryl, hey, something's outside, the light's on. And he's like, okay. So on the bottom floor, there's like a spare bedroom, an office, and other things down there. And where he's walking, he looks out and he sees the light on. So he starts to look and he's kind of looking down out of this window. The window's not open, but he's kind of looking and he can kind of see something um something down there. And he's looking at it and he says something's looking in the window. And so he just makes a noise. And when he does, he says this thing looks up at him in a matter of steps. It's over the 5-foot tall chain link fence in his backyard and takes off up a hill and off into the woods by his property. That's one of the scariest, the way he says it, it's way more scarier, but still, just imagine making that noise, psst, making a noise or whatever, and the thing looks up at you like, oh snap, there's someone right there, and takes off. Let's play some more audio here. This is from Sabrina, who is a moderator as well. She's also a co-host at times. She was on an investigation. Yeah, you're not going to see it. Was on an investigation, and the way they park their vehicles, they're kind of in a circle. They're sitting in between the vehicles, and they hear a noise, and then they hear this. I'll play it a couple times. Now, where they were at, she's doing she's got some Thomas, she's got some stuff that's going on family wise that needs her attention. And she's also really big in the native community that she's part of. So she's kind of stepped away from a little bit, but she's slowly but surely coming back into the fold. Um, but with this, they had heard a noise, and how they got in this road that they drove in on, a dirt road, ruts in the road, things like that. So the audio was captured in pitch black. There was no lights, nothing. And if anybody like you or me, or anybody else in the chat were trying to run off away from the group that they were in out into the darkness, we'd fall flat on our face. That's how messed up this road was. And so they believe it was one running away from them because it was like spying on them. No, I haven't heard or seen Natalie in a while. I hope she's okay. I know she has some kids. So yeah, Sabrina's still here. She is taking care of things. And I know Natalie, I think she has 3 children. And so, I think she's a stay-at-home mom as well. So she's got a tough job as well. This is another one that Sabrina sent me. This is pretty amazing. Now, she believes that was a female Bigfoot singing, and that was captured in May of 2024. Yeah, that's a great audio. I had Todd Neese on, and I played him that audio, and he asked me to send it to him because he had heard something similar. So, and let's see, what else do I got here? Yeah, I have 2. I think it's amazing. Let's see here. This is another one from Sabrina called Now that was captured the same night of the singing, which is pretty cool. Anybody want to hear some Ron Moorhead audio? Okay, Tanya, you're down for some Ron Moorhead. Okay, here we go. Ron Moorhead. Well, here we go. This is, they believe, a male and a female arguing, and I think the male lost the argument. Yeah, that's bananas. And then here's another one. This is the famous samurai chatter.
Right there, just see movement right through there.
That's pretty cool. And you guys, this was sent to me. Somebody, they believe this is a dogman howl that was captured on a Ring camera.
Here we go. What do y'all think of that?
Thomas, congratulations. Good night. Get some rest. So it's always a good time hanging out with your grandsons. I love hanging out with my grandsons. All right. Thanks for coming out, man. I appreciate you. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Randy, good. I thought you went to bed. Good night, sir. Good night. Good night. Good night. I got another here. This was sent to me. It's believed to be tree knocks. Now I will tell you, I heard that. PJ, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it. Have a good night. Good night, Randy. Now I heard those 3 same knocks, you guys, in November of 2025 in Michigan. Completely caught me off guard. It shouldn't have, though, because the entire time I was there, I was out hooting and hollering and whooping and driving all the dogs around the area, absolutely bananas. But I should have thought something was going to happen and expected something to happen, because the property I was staying at it butts right up to the Manistee National Forest. So, and that's a hot spot for Bigfoot, Dogman, and other crazy stuff. I got a couple more here. This was sent to me by a guy who's, I want to say, in Massachusetts. Listen very closely to the very beginning. You'll hear what sounds like samurai chatter. Yeah, I'd love to do a. I have no idea what that means. I would love to see Mag's property. Exactly. What else has thumbs except for humans? Well, I mean, apes have them, but not in the same way that we do. Also, here is another one from the same person. You're going to hear him talking. He's actually out on this property with a YouTuber who wanted to shoot like an investigation for his channel, I guess. Check this out.
Very, very old. Something's ahead of us.
Who's that?
That's a tree crack. You have your camera going?
You guys want me to play that again? Randy, I would love to hear that. I would love to hear that. I'll message you a couple times tomorrow. Just to let you know. All right, guys. What we heard the last time, what we heard was, I'll play it again. Okay, Edward, I'll play it again.
Very, very old. Something's ahead of us.
Who's that?
That's a tree crack. You have your camera going?
I'm glad you guys are having a good time. Hammy the Barber, what's going on? Have you ever watched Todd Standings? He's had quite a few big. I've seen some of his stuff. Real quick, you guys. Again, I still want to say thank you for everybody coming on tonight. I truly appreciate it. What we heard there was a tree being pushed over. You heard the guys say there's something right in front of us, and then you hear the tree get pushed over. And with that being said, you guys, that is the show for tonight. I just wanted to play this one last song. This is, I mean, I know I wrote for about me and Josh from Mysteries Unknown, but he would not have any problems with me dedicating this song to my buddy Will. Will, I miss you. You're gone too soon, my friend, and I wish I had a chance to see you last month when I was there. I know you're looking down, brother. We miss you so much. Your family misses you, and I'll see you again, bud.
Two good old boys in a beat-up truck. Mud on the tires, yeah, they don't give a well, you know what. Coffee in a thermos, dog in the back, heading down a ridge line, following the track. Sun goes down and the woods come alive. That's where they heard a holler just past mile 5. Flashlights cutting through that misty dew. Out in them pines, looking for you know who. Bigfoot, they're calling your name. Through the hollers and the creeks, through the wind and the rain. From the tracks they find to the house they hear. They're chasing that legend year after year. Two brothers of the brush, friendship tried and true. Out in them sticks, looking for you know who. Bigfoot. They've heard the stories since they were kids about a hairy old giant that the locals hid. One's got a camera, the other's got a gun, but both got a dream that keeps them on the run. Campfire crackle, something snaps a limb. They grin at each other, it's him. Hearts pounding wild in that midnight blue. Out in them hills, looking for you know who. Bigfoot. You can run, but you can't hide. They'll be rolling through the backwoods side by side. From the tracks they find to the yells they hear. Have been doing this dance for 20 odd years. Two souls bound by the wild they pursue. Out in them sticks, looking for you know who. Bigfoot. Maybe one day they'll catch your sign, a shadow moving down that timber line. But even if they never do, they'll keep that promise between two good old boys with a heart so true. Bigfoot, that legend's alive. Through the cold, through the dark, they'll forever drive. Cause it ain't the finding, it's the hunt they knew. The laughter, the miles of friendship too. So raise a jar to that chosen few. Out in the woods, looking for you know who. Bigfoot. Some say he ain't, but Them two boys, they don't care none. They'll be out there till kingdom come. Looking for you know who. You know who. Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I truly appreciate it. We went way longer than I was expecting to, but hey, thank you so much. Mods, you guys did a fantastic job. All the new people that's jumped in tonight, thank you so much for showing up. All the subscriptions, thank you so much. Thank you to everybody who gave gifted memberships and super stickers, super chats. Again, truly appreciate it. You guys, next Saturday, 8:30 Central Standard Time, we're going to be hitting up the great state of Hawaii. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys have a fantastic night. Guys, be safe. Be safe. Record numbers. What do you mean? Oh, record numbers. Duh, record. I'm dumb. Yes, record numbers. Again, thank you so much, you guys. I truly appreciate everything you guys do for me. Again, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be doing this. You guys remember, as Josh always says, stay prayed up, you guys. And as I always like to say, remember, a legend always begins with a sighting. You guys have a great night, and I'll see you on the next show. Yes, there will be a Coffee with Dano Monday morning. Bye, guys.
And just like that, the night begins to close in. The fire burns a little lower. The woods grow quiet again. But if you've learned anything tonight, it's that silence doesn't mean you're alone. Somewhere out there, beyond the tree line, down that forgotten road, deep in the places maps don't like to go, something is still moving, still watching, still waiting. I want to thank each and every one of you for spending your night with me here on the Cryptid Podcast. Whether you joined us live, shared your thoughts in the chat, or you're catching this later, you're part of this journey now. And remember, these stories don't belong to fear. They belong to the witnesses, to the hunters who stopped hunting, to the hikers who never went back, to the people who looked into the dark and realized the dark looked back. If you've had an encounter with Bigfoot, Dogman, or something you can't explain, your story matters. And one day, it may be told right here on the Cryptid Podcast. Until next time, keep your eyes on the tree line, trust your instincts, and never ignore that feeling that tells you you're not alone. I'm Dano, and this is the Cryptid Podcast. Good night, everyone.